Coming up on this video, the brown is an earth and the green and black is a live. Gosh, so not fun. Just in the corner there. So I've got all the doors with the fiber optic going through them all. Oh, please, car. So you can see everything kind of changing colors. Hi everyone, welcome to this video where I'm basically working on this Seat Leon today. The owner's basically come over from up north, quite a bit of a distance. I can't remember, I think it was Huddersfield. But really nice Seat Leon. It's come in for ambient lighting to be done. Discussed with the owner the kind of things that they want as a finished result from the car. They want it on where it's always on. Doesn't want it where it's with the headlights and stuff only. I'm gonna start ripping the car apart and filling you all in as I go along with it all. So let's go. Now the car does have standard ambient lighting on it, which the owner said, you know, it's a little bit dim. It's not what they're completely happy with. We've got a few ideas for the dash as well. I've already started taking some of the car apart. So I've got those two doors off just to kind of learn what I need to do going forward. So I'm going to show you all what I did with the doors and then we can take it from there. So just going to start working on the rear door to show you all first. Get one of these little hook picking tools. Bring it through to the bottom right corner and bring it out. Now it does help if you have a second one of these. Try and also put it out from the top. It's not probably completely necessary, but it makes life a little bit easier. It's really awkward. This is not the easiest of designs for this, but we deal with what we can. When you actually take one out and you actually see how it's put in, it's really unusual because it makes you think, well, how were they expecting to take this out comfortably? I actually feel like this side is harder to do than the other. There we go. You see, look at that. So it's got these two hooks, well, points there and these two hooking parts. It's not a very smart design, but it is what it is. And we've got just here another plastic piece, so we just got to come underneath. Couple of points to hook into. You can basically take that out. Inside here we've got a T25 here, a T25 just in there. You know, if I grab my drill, take both those guys out, grab the trim removal tool, start off from a corner, there we go. Now this guy is in here really tight, but you can just get it out eventually. Speaker wires just here, really awkward as well. One clip, that's another door off. So that's the door card off. You gotta do the same to the driver's door as well. Just take out these grommets once you get access to them for any ones that are left behind and put them back onto the door card because you will need them later on. So just tackling the center console part of the car right now. Right, let's see, hopefully you guys can see this, where you got this one screw just to the bottom here. Put that down, pop this whole piece down and out towards you. This car is it's quite similar to the Mark 7 Golf, I guess is the best way to put it. Move the chair back forward. Everything just unclips. Let's disconnect everything that I can get a hold of. Right, so that came off relatively easy. Quite liked that. So I got a feeling this is one of those situations where you got to kind of put the car into neutral-ish to be able to get... Oh, shush. Right, before I take anything else off, I'm just going to take these two screws off as well, because I got a feeling that will make my life a little bit easier. It's a nice little ambient light there already. Yep, there we go. That did make life a lot easier. Oh, please, car. Why do you want to make so much noise? Whew. So I've got access to the rear USB ports, therefore charging only. So it's in essence cigarette lighter wires. The brown is an earth and the green and black is a live. I've just tested it all out. So that's what I want to be connecting into for this kit. Basically, what I'm doing with this car is I'm using the wired kit to get through to all the doors and the center console and stuff. I'm also going to be using a couple of the wireless kit pieces as well, just to kind of get everything integrated the way I want it to. Should all work out nice and good. It's going to be a bit of a complicated one. I've got the doors basically, I've got all the doors with the fiber optic going through them all. So right now the main job is to get all the wiring done, get everything ready, so then I can carry on with the rest of the install. The other thing that I've done at the moment is, as you can see, I've got access to the center console. Also removed that panel and just lifted this one forward a little bit with the trim removal. I just basically popped it in and brought it a little bit forward. Going to be taking the fiber optic tube from this corner all the way across to the other side. So just basically getting everything into the places it needs to be. I've got the strip going across the dash. I've actually drilled a really small hole just in the corner there. So I'm just going to feed this through. I've got the ambient lighting things just on the bottom there. So once I fed that through, connect it up and take it in. It was really challenging to get a lot of the ambient light fiber optic going through. So I've had to use a trick where you basically, you kind of like squeeze this in and then feed the fiber optic along with it, just to help you get a little bit more space inside of the actual edges. Both the rear doors are actually really challenging for that. So that was one of the issues that I kind of had to overcome with regards to it. And yeah, so I've kind of got the footwells all in the right places. I've also done one going across underneath here, and basically got everything fed through behind here. I'm gonna get this one connected up, test it all out again, see how it looks, and then we'll go on to the next part. Don't know what that is yet. So everyone, all of the wiring has basically been connected up. I've tested it all out. It looks pretty awesome, I can't even lie. Now the next step for me is basically getting the door cards back on. So I'm gonna spend a little bit of time putting the front two on first. It's kind of simple in the sense of all I'm really doing is connecting this part back up into the ambient light fiber optic inside of each door, and then we'll be all good to go. So here's one thing that you want to keep an eye out on is basically disconnect this red connector at the top here. That's for the standard ambient light strip. So you can just disconnect that and it will mean that the original one won't interfere with the new fiber optic design. So this is where the build's actually taken me to at the moment today. It's been really challenging. Hiding the wiring underneath the center console is what I normally do, but today there's just no space underneath the center console. With the time restraints and everything like that, it's a bit hard to do in just one day, including, you know, a drop off and pick up and stuff. So right now I'm going to be looking at trying to put it all underneath the rear seat. It looks to be the best place at the moment because underneath this center console you got the piping for the rear vents as well, and it's really narrow. It's just not the best place to work with at the moment. So this is the next plan for the time being. Fingers crossed this goes well. And this is where I've gone to at the moment. So all the wiring is kind of fed through the back here. The footwell lights, unfortunately, I won't be able to do anything with them. They will have to be kept kind of underneath one of the either the driver or passenger seats, because the footwells that the owner of the car already purchased, they're not the best. They're all kind of connected up together and everything like that, so it doesn't really work out well. But fingers crossed, I'll be able to get it to a good enough finish where it will still look presentable. But yeah, I'll leave better ones in the description down below as a link, so you guys can all purchase that one instead. And that's it, everyone. The car is officially finished. Been able to get quite a decent result out of it so far. So you can't see any of the wiring apart from the ones that are underneath the driver's side seat. That's purely again because of the wiring for the footwell lights that they use. Is really weird. The car is all finished now. I'll show you all what it looks like. Right, so here's how the ambient lighting will work. As you can see, it all changes its colors around nicely. But along with that, the footwear lights work on a different app. So you got separate control for them as well. So you can see everything kind of changing colors. So everyone, that is basically the Seat Leon install done. In fact, that was done almost a year ago now. I think it was May last year. What I will say off from the back of that install is a couple of the things that I would have done differently I didn't do on this car. One of the things I mentioned earlier on in the video was how the owner of the car wanted all of the lights to be on all the time. And because of the time restraints that I was under, it was pretty much a matter of I had to use a wired kit, run the wires through to each door and kind of just work around it that way. Personally speaking, what I would have liked to have done is use one of the wireless kits, and the rear doors would have only been on with the side lights, and the front doors would have been on with the center as well, with the actual ignition. It's just a caveat unless you want to run a full live and earth over to the back doors as well. The other thing along with all of this is with that install, I basically did it with the fiber optic kit, but nowadays we've got, like, you know, the LED bead or the Symphony kits. The only problem with those is you can't really do the full dashboard layout the way I did it with the fiber optic, but you could get something pretty similar, and that's probably something that I would like to do in the future if I ever was to work on the Leon again. The doors would look completely different, and in some ways it was very difficult to install the fiber optic into them, but it's something that you could do with an LED bead kit, and it probably will be just as difficult, but it is one that's going to be possible. With the LED bead kits, obviously having a straight line instead of it coming like down towards the bottom of the door is not going to be as easy, whereas just going straight across the doors, but I think that would work quite nicely with this car. That's the end of this video. I hope you all did enjoy it and found it informative and helpful. I'll leave links down below in the description with the information for the lights and all those kind of things, tools, and also another video describing the differences between all the different types of ambient lighting. If you want to get in touch with me, I'll leave that in the description as well. It's the best ways to get in touch. But for now, everyone, I just want to say thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you want to support myself and just re-encourage me into always trying to do better with all these jobs. And hopefully I'll see you all in the future. Peace out. Bye.